Hello everyone, my name is Sapna. I am a mentor working with one of the SRLMs. Hello everyone, I am Kusum. I am a Vitta Sakhi and I am supported by my mentor Sapna Madam. NRLM has taken the initiative of supporting women entrepreneurs in SHGs for individual enterprise loans. I and my Vitta Sakhi Kusum will discuss about different aspects related to this initiative, and we hope that you all will also find our conversations helpful. So, let's start.
Implementation process for individual micro-enterprise loans, Part 1. Hello everyone. NRLM is supporting women entrepreneurs within SHGs that are now mature, have potential to manage large businesses and need larger credit going up to Rs 10 lakh. For smooth and effective implementation of this initiative, it is important that SRLM officials from block level to state level understand the implementation process. NRLM has also prepared a detailed SOP in this regard, and officials are expected to understand this SOP and to implement it at the field level. There are three main stages in the implementation process of NRLM's initiative on individual micro-enterprise loans. These are the preparatory stage, the implementation stage, and the scale-up stage. In this video, we will learn about the preparatory stage. The key objective of the preparatory stage is to ensure that all the necessary preparations are done for the effective implementation of the initiative at the field level. Good preparation can prevent confusion, inefficiency, and malpractices during implementation. Therefore, this stage is very important for efficient and effective execution. Preparatory stage has four main components. These are 1. Policy and guidelines, 2. Implementation architecture, 3. Identifying district, blocks and CLFs, and 4. Partnership plans. For clarity on rules, roles, remunerations, etc., it is important that policy guidelines are developed by SRLMs before implementation. Three major policies should be developed in this regard: Vitta Sakhi policy, mentor policy, and states guidelines. Vitta Sakhi policy will define who Vitta Sakhis are, their roles, eligibility and selection process, their capacity building plan, reporting and performance monitoring, and remunerations. It is envisaged that Vitta Sakhis will be selected from the existing cadres of Bank Sakhis, Bank Mitras, etc., and no new cadre will be recruited. They will be provided at least 4 days of training followed by refreshers as and when needed. There could be around 2 Vitta Sakhis per cluster level federation, which means around 1 Vitta Sakhi in every 6 to 8 blocks. One Vitta Sakhi can manage around 100 to 150 micro-enterprises over a 24 months period. Vitta Sakhis will be responsible to identify potential entrepreneurs, gather data for loan application, support in disbursements, and conduct post-disbursement monitoring. Vitta Sakhis can be provided task-based remuneration and some milestone-based incentive. Vitta Sakhis will be supported by mentors who should hold fortnightly or monthly meetings with Vitta Sakhis to monitor progress and to support them. The second policy that should be prepared is for mentors. Mentors are officials who will support Vitta Sakhis. A policy document on mentors will cover all the aspects for mentors as were discussed for Vitta Sakhis, like who will be mentors, their roles, selection process, training, and remuneration. SOP lays out the criteria and selection process for mentors which can be followed. Mentors can be ex-bankers, trainers, and socially motivated individuals who can be inducted over a period of time. However, initially SRLM officials will act as mentors. Initially, one mentor can support 2 to 3 Vitta Sakhis, and this number should be increased up to 10 Vitta Sakhis per mentor over the next 12 to 18 months. SPMs and DMFIs will guide mentors and will hold fortnightly or monthly meetings with them to monitor progress and to support them. The third policy is the state's guidelines, which will include the SOP, training material, state-specific schemes, questionnaire for gathering data, Excel tool for application preparation, and district-level enterprise plan. Most of these tools and training material have already been prepared by NRLM with support from IFC. This is about policy and guideline. The second component of the preparatory stage is the implementation architecture. The chart here shows the implementation structure, wherein Vitt Sakhis will manage about 100 to 150 micro-enterprises. For every 10 Vitt Sakhis, there will be a mentor to support them. Mentors in turn will be supported by the block, district and state level officials. For capacity building of Vitt Sakhis, there will be master trainers who will be selected from mentors and block and district level officials. Vitt Sakhis will receive at least 4 days of basic training. Mentors and master trainers will undergo 3 days of TOTs and will be responsible to train Vitt Sakhis. The next component in the preparatory stage is identifying districts, blocks and CLFs for implementation. SVEP and OSF blocks can be selected. It is recommended here that blocks where sizable number of SHGs have received at least 2 dosage of bank linkage credit are prioritized. Other criteria for selection could be areas where there is concentration of SHGs with high number mature women entrepreneurs, low NPAs and good rapport with banks. SRLMs should identify mature CLFs that are registered, have been audited and have good repayments of CIF. Mature CLFs in NRETP blocks can also be selected. Wherever available, Vitt Sakhis can make use of the OSF and SVEP infrastructure. For selection of a district, at least 2 blocks within it should be available. In large states, 4 to 5 districts can be selected, and in small state, at least 2 districts should be selected. The final component in the preparatory stage is of partnership plans. For the success of this initiative, partnerships with financial institutions and other service providers will be critical. NRLM already has draft MOUs with banks like SBI, ICICI and Bank of India, while efforts are being made to sign MOUs with various other public and private sector banks in this regard. SRLMs can also make efforts to maintain relationships with the local branches and to update them on this initiative. This was the part 1 of the video in which we learned that in Micro-Enterprise Financing Initiative of NRLM, there are 3 main stages: the preparatory stage, the implementation stage and the scale-up stage. In this video, we discussed the preparatory stage in detail and learned about the 4 main components of preparatory stage: policy and guidelines, implementation architecture, identifying districts and blocks, and partnerships. In part 2 of the video, we will learn about the implementation stage and the scale-up stage. Hope you found this video useful. Thank you.